Welcome back, Truth Seeker. September 23rd, 2018. Breaking news this Sunday: Kavanaugh accuser Christine Blasey Ford will testify against Brett Kavanaugh this Thursday, September 27th, 2018. That day is the Jesuit Order's birthday, and of course, Kavanaugh went to the Jesuit prep school, Georgetown Prep. About a week ago, there were the headlines about Kavanaugh saying, "What happens at Georgetown Prep stays at Georgetown Prep." So, of course, on the Jesuit Order's birthday, this big story having to do with the Jesuit himself. And let's not forget that Trump went to the Jesuit University for him. So, this Thursday, September 27th, 18, it's a date with 54 numerology. Jesuit Order has the gematria of 54. Very interesting how the numerology works on the Jesuit Order's birthday. Here's Kavanaugh's education history: Yale Law School, home of Skull and Bones. Of course, he served George W. Bush, the Skull and Bones member, who was the son of the former Republican president, also a Skull and Bones member. Also, Georgetown Preparatory. Have to do some research on some of these other schools. Catholic. Looks very Catholic here, huh? Saints symbolism. So, very Catholic man is Kavanaugh. Jesuit Order's birthday. The Jesuits are the Masons within the Catholic Church. The Jesuit Order, by the way, their longer name is the Society of Jesus, and we will get to that. But in light of the Jesuit Order being within the Catholic Church and being the Society of Jesus, please know that September 27th, 2018 is also a date with 74 numerology. In Gematria, Masonic 74, Jewish 74, Jesus 74, Cross 74, Messiah 74, Gospel 74, Parable 74. For the record, Jesus Christ also 74. So is George Washington. George Washington, the Freemason that Washington, D.C. is named after. The first recognized president, even though he really wasn't. Now, another thing to point out, Society of Jesus also has gematria of 187. Like George Washington, like Washington, D.C., like ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Remember, big number in Washington, D.C. Richard Nixon equals 187. We just did videos talking about how the Christine Blasey Ford story is a tribute to Richard Nixon being replaced by Gerald Ford. If you missed those videos, please check them out. I have a playlist. Also, we talked about all of the ongoing 187 rituals with Donald Trump. Robert Mueller equals 187. He's confirmed one Supreme Court justice so far by the numbers: Neil McGill Gorsuch, whose name equals 187. And looks like I did a little typo there. The U should be before the C, but it's the same letters. It'll have the same numerical value. Neil McGill Gorsuch, 187. Don't forget that Donald Trump had his GOP convention begin July 18th, 18/7, exactly a span of 187 days before Inauguration Day, all part of one big Masonic ritual. So, in our base ciphers, ancient accepted Scottish Rite of Freemasonry sums to 187. It also sums to 227. This Thursday, September 27th, will be 227 days after Kavanaugh's birthday. Go figure. Continuing with the date numerology and the relevance of it, September 27th, 2018, date with 47 numerology, 927. 9 plus 27 is 36, plus 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8 is 11 more, 36 plus 11, 47. And that's always the big number in DC. Neil McGill Gorsuch was confirmed April 7th, 47. In our four base ciphers, Judge and Gavel are a perfect overlap. Judge and Gavel both 47. 47 degrees on the Freemason compass. Freemasonry, very invested in the Bible. Everything in DC is 47, DC is 47, government 47, authority 47, president 47, White House 47, Republican 47, Democrat 47, the name Trump's 47. For the record, the word Christian's 47, since we're talking about the Society of Jesus, the Jesuit Order's birthday. So, as we've covered, Kavanaugh's birthday is February 12th, the 43rd day of the year. The accuser's name is Ford. Ford has the gematria of 43. Masonic has the gematria of 43. Jesus Christ, 43. Anyhow, from his birthday to the date of the testimony, 227 days later, Brett Kavanaugh equals 227. Just like ancient accepted Scottish rite of Freemasonry 227. And what is 227? It's the 49th prime number. Kavanaugh 49, Washington 49. His hearings for his confirmation began on September 4th, a date written 4/9 like 49. Again, those hearings began 57 days after his nomination. Supreme Court equals 57, Scottish Rite 57. From his birthday to today, the day of the news, that this is the day of the testimony, is 223 days later. Another big number with the Masons. The Synagogue of Satan equals 223, Masonic 223. The Synagogue of Satan, the name for the false Jews. The Scottish Rite, the most Jewish branch of Masonry. With regards to Kavanaugh having Yale skull and bones ties, don't forget that skull and bones, they identify by the number 322, the reflection of 223. This news coming 223 days after his birthday. If you want a little bit more, today's also a span of 224 days. It's 223 days after his birthday, or you could say it's his 224th day of his age. The divisors of 84 sum to 224, and the word Jesuit alone sums to 84. Kind of like how United States of America equals 224. If you haven't read my book, Letters and Numbers, the chapter Murder by Numbers, the longest chapter in the book, it begins, or early in the chapter, I talk about the death of St. Ignatius of Loyola, who founded the Jesuit Order. He died 84 days from his birthday. A lot of Jesuit-connected deaths, very much connected to the number 84. The divisors of 44 sum to 84. The word kill has that gematria of 44. See the 33-day Pope, who died on a date with 44 numerology and was found dead on the Jesuit Order's birthday. The 33-day Pope. Discovered dead, the Jesuit Order's birthday. Long history of murder by numbers, Jesuit connections. I won't be surprised if there's a big death story the same day of this testimony. With regards to the 31 weeks and 6 days, that's a lot like 316. Jesus Christ in Hebrew gematria sums to 316. Think about John 3:16. Kavanaugh, born in 65. Christianity equals 65, just like Knights Templar equals 65. To be a Knights Templar, you have to be a Christian. It's the very Christian branch of Masonry. So there's Kavanaugh, born on February 12th, the 43rd day of the year. And again, just as a reminder, Christine Blasey Ford, 212. Rudolph Gerald Ford Jr., 212. Remember, Nixon resigned 212 days after his own birthday for Ford. Ford, 43. Wiretap, 43. Masonic, 43. Think about DC. D's the fourth letter, C's the third. You know, Trump accused Obama of wiretapping the White House on March 4th. Date that can be written 4-3. But anyway, Kavanaugh, who went to Yale, who served George W. Bush, the 43rd president, Yale 43, New Haven CT, where Yale is, 43, Ford 43. Don't forget Jeb Bush was the 43rd governor of Florida. The election of the 43rd president came down to Florida, 43. His father was the 43rd vice president, Herbert Walker Bush. Everything about the federal government done by the numbers. Every single day. It's been done this way for longer than any of us have been around. It goes all the way back to the time of George Washington. Just in case you're new here watching this video for the first time, look up the day George Washington died. December 14th, 187. Just like George Washington's 187. That date can also be written 12-14, 187. Dropped dead at age 67, the blood sacrifice number. You see, again, everything in D.C. Notice Richard Nixon, 187, also 74, the year he resigned, like how we were talking about this, Masonic 74, how this whole story is also intertwined with the resignation of Richard Nixon. At the same time this story is floating, we're hearing rumors about the 25th Amendment being used against Trump, Trump 25, Pence 25. It would take the consent of Pence to use the 25th Amendment against Trump. Anyhow, here's the Society of Jesus. You can't help but notice the Freemason logo back there, can you? Again, they are the Masons within the Catholic Church. 47 degrees on that Freemason compass. So, for a few more notes, Society of Jesus. Notice Jesus Christ, also gematria of 151, like Brett Kavanaugh. 151 is the 36th prime, IHS 36. The Jesuit logo, acronym, in his service. What's interesting for all you Lutherans out there is if you go in your church, you'll notice 9 out of 10 times your Lutheran church has the IHS in it. And you guys should all be asking, wait a minute, I thought we separated from the Catholic Church. Should ask your minister if he's a Freemason. More than 9 out of 10 times he's going to tell you he is, unless he's a liar. Again, this code, biblical, you got to ask, why are the ministers keeping the secrets that they're part of the secret society? For the record, Society of Jesus also has gematria of 191, the 43rd prime, Jesus Christ 43. Again, Ford 43, Kavanaugh born on the 43rd day of the year, Masonic 43, DC 43. If you have not seen the playlist I have done on Brett Kavanaugh and how every step of this process is by the numbers, remember his nomination was July 9th. Supreme equals 97. July 9th, 9/7. 97 is the 25th prime. Judge equals 25. So does gavel. So does Trump. Trump making the nomination. 97, the 25th prime. The day Gorsuch was sworn in, April 7th. Again, 47. Judge equals 47. Trump 47. Gavel 47. April 7th is the 97th day of the year. You know, they bring out a documentary about Ginsburg the day before the process begins for Kavanaugh. You know, Ginsburg 97. If you missed my video on why her documentary came on September 3rd, the woman who was confirmed in 93, let's type out her name right here. That documentary for Ruth Bader Ginsburg, it came out a span of 194 days before her 86th birthday. Isn't that nice? Again, everything done through the media, through government, which is all controlled by the same Masonic cartel involving the Scottish Rite, the York Rite, the Jesuits, the Knights Templar, the Knights of Malta, etc., the Rosicrucians. All of these Masonic alliances, this is how they operate. This world we live in, it's a Masonic matrix. Everything they do is this way. So we'll leave it there. Next up, the publicity Stormy Daniels is getting for her new book coming out, where the publicity is about what she revealed about Donald Trump and Ben Roethlisberger. And this comes on Sunday, NFL Day, Football Day, a year to the day of Donald Trump taking on the NFL over the protests. And it was that news story last year that allowed us to see that the scripted Super Bowl would be the Patriots and the Eagles, which we saw right after the news broke. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.